And this time, I fell in love with PSAI 3 years ago. It hit me like a meteor and changed everything for me. Quickly telling you, there are about number of crushes within the chapter, within the PSAI, and there are many, many people I have been absolutely madly in love with. These are people who have hugely impacted me, hugely influenced me, and here is a long list in front of you. These are all people right from the day one have been impacting me, influencing me. I've been watching these people very quietly, like a silent admirer. And today I'm opening up and sharing all of these with you. And I'm starting off with none other than our own Kiruba, Shankar. Friends, please take note. I'm going to share lessons from each one of them. All I did a week ago was I sent them a beautiful text message saying, hey, I'm speaking on so-and-so day. What are the 3 words that you closely relate with? What are 3 words that you really identify with? Please share those 3 words. So the words that you see in the center have come from them, minus Siva, of course. Siva was gone to Vipassana. But minus Siva, every other person sent me 3 beautiful words. And thank you very much, friends. I've received all these words. I've captured them there, and they're all there for everybody else to learn from. But my learnings from all of these people are very, very unique and very different. Soon in India, the history of professional speaking is going to be written a few years later, maybe. And one name which will come up is PSAI. And the closest name which will come to PSAI will be Kiruba Shankar. And that's your learning, and that's my learning for a lifetime. Please create a movement. Thank you, Kiruba. You created a movement in India in the last 3 years where so many people have come together on this platform and trying to become professional speakers or are already arrived professional speakers. Thank you, Kiruba, for doing and creating that movement. Many, many years later also, we'll remember Kiruba for having created this. Thank you so much, Kiruba. Second on my list is none other than Praveen. And a question to all of you. And a question to all of you here is, are you the outlier of what you do? Your subject matter expertise? Are you a great storyteller? 2019 PSS, he stood the stage wearing whatever he was wearing. I love his mustache, but all of us love his mustache, and I love his wardrobe more than anything else. And my only instruction to his tailor is, please copy paste the entire wardrobe and send it to Delhi. Sometime I'll do that, by the way. We both wear the same clothes. I might not have the same mustache. But this man stood there at the stage at PSS 2019, gave 2 stories, and I was blown. And I knew this is a guy who actually knows how to tell stories. There are millions of people all over the world, but none who can match his flavor. Are you the raconteur? Have I got it pronounced it right? Raconteur? Are you the raconteur of your subject, of your speech? Are you the outlier? Do you really stand out? My next person is, of course, all of that she's written for herself. But this lady is so phenomenal that she can actually balance out everything. She walked on the stage at PSS 2019 singing Mula, Mula, Mula and Mula, Mula, Mula. And I said, oh my God, what is she doing? Later, I realized and learned that this woman is a career woman, is a chartered accountant, is a leadership coach, is this, that, and the other, and has written books. Oh my God. And probably she's also spent about 6 days only creating PSS 2019 and so many friends with her. I salute her spirit. But more reason for all of us to know her deeply and closely is, I request Sangeeta to probably put it on our WhatsApp group, or I ask you to please reach out to Sangeeta and ask her for that one video clipping, which will change a lot of things for you. That one video clipping is her latest book launch. Oh my God. You have to learn the craft of launching a book. She launched the book, got the best people in the industry to speak, and everybody was only speaking about the book and around the book. And thank you, Sangeeta, for teaching me this lesson in life. If ever in life I launch a book, I'll absolutely copy paste of what you've been able to do. Thank you, Sangeeta, for doing that. My next man is someone who was in Vipassana. Those are 3 words which I have written on my own for him, but a great lesson again there. Geography has no meaning. This man is sitting in Coimbatore, is also one of the few people part of the APSS, and also a learner, a hardcore learner, and has, guess what? A Telegram group today touching almost 2,000 people. He's created a community, and that's a lesson for you. Create a community, create a forestship, because then it becomes very easy to sell your own courses and to have an alternate source of income. For him, it both run very well. The professional speaking world, and of course, his courses, phenomenal. I've been a student in his classroom once upon a time, and I absolutely loved what he says. My next person on screen is none other than Sundar. All that he has to say for himself. But look at the variety of things that this guy has been able to do. He's a Canva master, a Toast master, a mind mapping master, and a design thinking master, and whatnot master. And you know what? PSS 2019, he was sitting with his wife right behind me, and I was the typical Delhi Punjabi boy having all sorts of fun, cracking all sorts of jokes. But he was focusing only on the stage and nothing else. And one big lesson, if you can ever learn from this guy, is let your work make all the noise. Thank you, Sundar sir. I was reminded. My father told me that 25 years. I didn't listen to him. But let your work. And what a leadership for Chennai chapter, by the way. We'll miss you and miss your regular weekly meetings, Sundar sir. But of course, be with you always. Thank you so much for teaching us that wonderful lesson. The next on the screen is this beautiful guy, dreamy eyes. I love your eyes, Harish. Be my Valentine and sit across and only watch you and watch your eyes. If all that you are, this man stood last year, 2020 PSS 2020. He had a stick in his hand, welding the stick in his hand. He walked away into a room, took the entire participants. I was in the other parallel room, and we had no participants because everybody wanted to follow this guy. Like a Pied Piper, he took away everybody from that stage. Are you the Pied Piper of your speech, your subject, your expertise? Is a lesson Harish has given me. And you have to learn from this man how to conduct those evening meetings. Did you just see his energy just very, very recently in the past? Oh my God. All 4 days, different flavors, different kind of creativity at a different level altogether. This guy, I must say, is mad. Harish, I love you for being so mad. And I wish I can spend more time with you learning lots of things from you, especially the tech part. I'll probably get better and better. The next man on screen is none other than the big daddy of the industry. I call him the big daddy number one. There's one more big daddy two, by the way. That's big daddy number one on the screen for you. There's one greater lesson each one of you can actually learn. And I am witness to this, by the way. Post-retirement, he spent lakhs and lakhs of rupees only reinventing himself. You know, we shy up only signing for 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 rupees of a course. But this guy has spent millions in rupees, I'm saying, to only upskill and upgrade. And he's always relevant. And that's again a lesson. Stay relevant. He stays relevant all the time. And lastly, great lesson there. Co-create and collaborate is what he speaks of. And that's exactly a lesson for you and me. In the coming times, in the coming year, nothing else will work but co-creation and collaboration. The next man, of course, on the screen is none other than our own Harish sir, my big daddy number two. I went to his house, stayed there for 3 hours. I'd probably only gone for a half-an-hour meeting. He opened the entire house to me, the 2 houses he has, 2 flats he has. I met his wonderful parents, ate all the lovely things that his wife and of course everybody had ensured that I was eating like a pig. And you know what? The most remarkable thing, when I was leaving, he said, Chander, just hold on. He gave me 8 books and wrote handwritten notes, all of them saying, Chander, I wish you the best and make some good use of all of these books. You'll be a wiser man. You're already good enough, whatever you do, but you'll get wiser. Read all these books. Abundance. And that's also the word it says. You want to learn abundance in life? You want to be larger than life? Here is the person you must meet and spend time with. My next person on screen is someone you probably don't know. He's a part of the Delhi chapter. Great intellection, developer, but my 3 a.m. friend. And I'm asking you this, how many 3 a.m. friends do you have? And what kind of conversations do you have with these 3M friends? And the biggest lesson, thank you, Shailinda, for doing this to me. He always kicks me to take action. And the biggest lesson for all of us, for you and for me, is PTA, call to action. Improve it, please. We just keep thinking tomorrow, next week. But this guy is a developer who'll invest money on himself, his family, his 2 lovely daughters, and everybody, and make sure that he's developing himself and also call to action. Thank you, Shailinda, for doing that. What do I say about this lady? Not many of us know her. Very active at some stage of time. But I was hugely inspired by this lovely woman, and a great lesson there for all of us. Your purpose in life can take you to any part of the world. Continue to serve it. She's been in India for almost about, I think, 14 years of her time, 15 years of her time, and is serving various corporates today. Also has a home backend in England. But this wonderful lady is fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. You ask anybody who's touched and known her closely, she is absolutely fabulous. And I'm asking you and I'm asking myself, am I fabulous in what I do? Are you fabulous in what you do? Great lesson there. Oh, let me take a deep breath and talk about this woman. She's a diva, an absolute diva. Just the other day, she called. We spoke for almost 40 minutes. I'm sure you've all seen her energy at PSS 2019. And I don't need to tell you this. There are 2 things which really stand out for her. Room presence, screen presence, stage presence. As professional speakers, we need that room presence. We need that stage presence. We need to understand how best to present ourselves. And she leads by miles. And second most important thing you can learn is aura. If there's anyone who can closely teach you what aura is, this woman has got an aura which is not matchable at all. I mean, you just can't reach there. You sit with her, have a conversation, you'll actually understand what I'm saying when I say aura. As professional speakers, you and me need to decide what kind of aura would you like to display and what should the world know us for. She's just conducting a shamanism course end of February, I think, in Goa. Go happy, join that, please. Oh my God, what do I say about Sujata? One phone call away, and I just kind of took chance of talking to her 9 months ago, and one conversation became a student because I knew the biggest lesson she will give. I mean, I almost in 2 days time, 2 meetings, she gave me the biggest lesson is vast versus deep. I still have that note scribbled and put it on my desk there. It says vast versus deep. Niche you're looking at is the only one who can probably help you find your niche. And to me, this woman is a living example of what resilience can mean. You know, as speakers, we'll get rejected 10,000 times. I'm sure all of you have spent many a proposal to many a speaking people, but you got rejected or never got across the first boundary. But this woman has risen above all rejections and moved forward. That's up to you, Sujata, for what you're doing. Thank you very much. The other day, your session at Mumbai chapter was again phenomenal. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom. Close to Hyderabad, and let me talk of all the Hyderabadis now. This guy was jumping the stage in PSS 2019, and I was amused on day 1. Day 2, I took courage to go and speak to him, and I told Achanta, I think I would like to work with you. Law of Universe conspired. Few months later, I also again gave him a call, said, Achanta, there's a time now. Let's work together. There's something I can do. Energy, 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 energy. 5 times I can say it, by the way, is this man. Bundle of energy. I started calling him with a new name, which is Productivity Explorer. I don't know, he's not adopted it, by the way. But he's a guy who's a productivity explorer. Nobody else, but this guy taught me Pomodoro technique only a few months back, by the way. That's the kind of learnings I picked up from these people. Make sure you can interact with this guy, an amazing person to know. He still cycles every morning, 5 o'clock, and still continues to put pictures, and I feel jealous of his cycling, by the way. Can I say much about this wonderful human being? If I had a younger brother, he should have been like Sagar. We all experienced him just now. He spoke his lifetime, his story. And there's a lesson, my friends, all speakers, and the lesson is very simple. There is just no limit to how much you can rise in life. There is no limit to how much you can rise in life. And Sagar, you actually made that happen. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us. And thank you so much for making my LinkedIn profile look so beautiful. It has drastically changed. Friends, any number of people you are listening, I don't know how many, but make sure you can take tips from Sagar because your LinkedIn profile can look totally different. Thank you, Sagar, for doing this to us. This is another man who's not so active, was a difficult person. I think Nija had to almost convince him to join PSAI. And
Ashutosh convinced him.
this guy is totally in a very unique league of his own. Another lesson there, minus PSAI, he's created a property. You need to create a property. I need to create a property. All of us need to have a property working, functioning 24/7, a brand name working 24/7. And this guy has been phenomenal. Thank you, Sharifaji, for sharing and spreading the word and actually impacting so many lives which go beyond the boundaries of PSAI. Hats off to you. The next man on screen is none other than my friend Gautam. We met in the restroom at PSS 2020, started speaking to each other, stepped out, struck a chord. And of course, his book, Breaking the Bread and everything there, and all the work that he's done in the past 1 year. But you know the real lesson? And hold your heart and listen to this real lesson, which I have learned from him. How many speaker agencies know you? How many speaker bureaus know you? You might have a list of 50 of them. You might be reaching out or sharing your profiles and everything with them. How many of those people really know you and will endorse you, will think of you, will remind of you whenever next they have an opportunity to speak? I looked at my books when I came back home and I was a little rejected and not so happy with myself. Make sure you pick up your threads even today and start getting with the books of people who matter in the speaking industry. Gautam, to start with, you can start with him. He's very much in India and always a phone call away. I can't finish today unless I speak of two wonderful people in the last. We've got lots of stars at PSAI, but he's a superstar. And let me tell you this. We just got meeting about 6-8 months back, got talking, struck a chord. I'm not sure how many of you have actually visited his website. I highly recommend do that, please. You'll be amazed at the length and breadth of work that he's done, the number of workshops he's held all over the world. He's an actual, genuine global citizen. That's what you need to become. That's what I need to become. A global mindset, a global speaking person. And I'm telling you, and watch this guy, watch this man. He's actually going to race ahead of all of these people that we just see around all of us. A real superstar. Black horse, I'll any day close my eyes and lay my bets on. But more than everything else, a great friend. Thank you, Sandeep, for your friendship. I love you for what you do to me. Thank you so very much. Last but not the least, the man on your screen is my Twitter friend. You know, if it was not for people like Anoop, the culture and the heritage in our country can't be held. He's a paparazzi, he's holding culture, he's talking about events, he's talking of literary festivals. I can speak to anything on the earth with this man, sit for hours. We almost went to one of the events, can you imagine? We were supposed to attend the event, we did not. We sat outside through the day and only went once or twice inside the event, but ended up talking for hours together. The real son of the soil, and that's the message for you and for me. Stay grounded. And that's a lesson. And look at what he sent to me. He sent to me a student of life. We need to become student of lives. We need to be grounded, the real son of soil right in front of you. Thank you, Anu, for doing that. And I promise you soon with you, soon, very soon with you.